Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're continuing along with our Ikoria Lair of Behemoths limited guide for beginners. Taking a look at Jeskai Flyers, one of the least powerful decks in the meta, you guys. This archetype is not the greatest. However, with that being said, if you get the correct bombs in your initial couple packs and you have the other creatures to back them up, this deck is powerful, just not consistently powerful, right? I would not play this deck unless you pull a few specific bombs, right? We've highlighted that bomb, and I'm going to take down the webcam for a second if you're unfamiliar with our cheat sheets and how they work. Looking at our bottom row, they are all bombs of the set. So if you pull a bomb in your opening pack or two, you might want to think about sculpting and building your whole deck archetype around these couple cards, right? Or letting these cards choose which archetype to sculpt around. So Skycat Sovereign is absolutely disgusting. If you pull that in your opening pack, it sucks, but you're probably playing Jeskai Flyers, right? Good luck, and let us know how you make out with your draft deck if you play Jeskai Flyers in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear if this deck can make it past 4 wins. With that being said, my big old face is back. Moving up to the second row, we have our high priority picks and the Planeswalker symbol with our most important cards. I want to add before we get into these that any removal should come before these cards. I've not included them here in the sheet because there's only so much room. We have an additional resource link in the description below that's going to take you to all of the different removal and battle tactics for all of the different colors within Ikoria Lair of Behemoths. So that's a great addition to the limited guide. Once you've collected your removal, or if there is no removal for you to pick within that current pack, you move on to your most important cards within your high priority picks. We do have our Jubilant Skybonder, our Stormwind Caprador, and our Wingspan Mentor as our highest priority cards. These can arguably be interchanged because Jeskai is not that powerful. It's hard to distinguish which cards really run the engine. However, these are great cards. They're going to give you a lot of value. And then moving on from that, we have Gust of Wind. And it's just any draw engine is going to be really, really good here. We can also cycle as well within this deck. Moving on, if we don't have any high priority picks, right, we go for our low priority picks. And this is really going to be battle tactics I wanted to include here. Any creature with flying, any other draw engine that we could get, and then our fill deck / lowest priority. Again, if it says flying, you take it, right? And then we can move on from that. Take any dirt, maybe things that are still on color, tempo plays, any removal. White has exile, blue has like tap and bounce abilities, right? So there's a couple different ways to fill your deck out here. This is a 3-color deck, so you can kind of combine your Izzet spells with your Boros cycling. However, spells and cycling have bad synergy together, so this is why we kind of end up with a flying archetype, so that it still works relatively good, so you're not just shooting yourself in the foot. So we want to go over top your opponents with bulk flyers. This archetype needs bombs to be viable, and prioritize removal on enemy creatures with reach and flying, right? Just so you can keep your attack lanes open and aggro down your opponent. I am live on twitch.tv/HelloGoodGame every single day at 6 a.m. PST. I love your company. And we've been doing daily uploads on YouTube for almost a year. Next week is our 1-year anniversary, and we've pushed out 400 Magic the Gathering Arena videos, you guys, in a year. That's insane. I really appreciate you all for choosing to spend your time and attention here with me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. That's our Jeskai Flyers limited cheat sheet. Quick reminder that this video is brought to you by aetherhub.com. Visit www.mtgaassistant.net to check out one of the best Magic the Gathering Arena trackers. One of my favorite features about MTGA Assistant is the fact that you can see other deck lists and videos from creators, just like myself, right within the app. You don't have to go look for them yourself. They're right there. They're rated. It's great. So check out MTGA Assistant today. With that being said, we're moving on and we're going to talk about all of the individual cards here. So we're sorting them by rarity here, starting with our commons, moving into our uncommons, and then our bombs. First up, our white commons, Halika Glider for 3. It's a 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield, with your choice of a flying or first strike counter on it. So probably always just going to go flying for this reason. Bulbakit for 4. It's a 2/3 with flying. Mutate for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, put a 1/1 counter on it. We do have a couple mutates options here, but it's limited. We're just using this as the flyer again, right? Anything with flying, we're taking. Petaiga Tiger for 5. It's a 3/4 with flying, and when it enters the battlefield, target human you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So we do have a couple humans, so that's actually not the worst. Petaiga Tiger is one of our better picks, especially one of our better white uncommons white commons for this deck. Moving on to our blue commons, we have Glimmerbell. It's a 2 cost 1/3 with flying, and you can pay 2 to untap Glimmerbell. So it's a great blocker. That's a pretty powerful blocker. It can attack for 1, untap, block, and maybe get the kill in on an itty bitty creature. Again, not a super high priority pick. Gust of Wind, this is great. It costs 3. However, this spell costs 2 less if you control a creature with flying, which we will, and return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand and draw a card. So we're bouncing our opponent's permanent, and then we're drawing a card. Love it. That's very nice tempo play. Dreamtail Huron for 5. It's a 3/4 with flying. You can mutate it for 4. Whenever this creature mutates, draw a card. That's a nice flying body, you guys. That's very good. Wingfold Terron for 6. It's a 3/6, so that is a disgusting air body. Wow, this is one of our better picks. Wingfold Terron enters the battlefield with your choice of a flying or a hexproof counter on it. So it's not always flying, but if you need it to be, it will be. And if your opponent is a spell flinger and you're worried about removal, you just need any creature because he's playing control. Put hexproof on him, and then you're going to be okay. But however, this is a flying deck, remember, so probably put flying on him. Raking Claws is our only red common. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. You can cycle it for 2. This is just great. It's going to get you that extra damage, right? Any buff spell, there are other battle tactics, right? So instant speed buffs, that's what we're looking for. Like target creature, attacking creatures you get control get +2/+1. There's that Inspiring Charge card, I believe. Raking Claws, so anything that's going to buff all your flyers up, or even one of your flyers up. Double strike's quite nice, and we can cycle it if we don't need it. Moving on to our uncommons finally. Stormwind Caprador for 3. It's a 1/3 with flying, and if non-combat damage would be dealt to Stormwind Caprador, prevent that damage and put a 1/1 counter on it, and for each 1 damage prevented this way. So it's great. It's going to avoid damage removal. It's still going to fall victim to direct removal, destroys, right? However, if someone's trying to hit you with a red burn spell, it's not going to work. We have Jubilant Skybonder for 3. It's a 2/2 with flying, so not great stats there. However, creatures you control with flying have spells your opponent cast that target this creature costs 2 more to cast. So that's great. That's like really limiting the fact that he wants to use removal because everything's going to be that much more expensive. And if he does have the removal, he's not going to get to use as much of it. And when he does have it, he's going to want to cast it on the Skybonder first to get rid of that effect, which is going to leave our other creatures up and safe. Wingspan Mentor, one of our most important cards here for the 3. It's a 1/3 human wizard. When Wingspan Mentor enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on target non-human creature you control. You can also pay 3, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with flying. This is the guy that you want to base your deck around. Stack this because he's going to get removed, but it's a great way for you to ramp all of your flyers up and just kill him aggro style, right? We also threw in the Sprite Dragon. This is a 1/1 with flying and haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on Sprite Dragon. And this is kind of where we like our instant, right, with the Raking Claws. We also have, oh goodness, where is it? Gust of Wind, potentially, right? Because that is going to work really, really good with Sprite Dragon. So we have a couple non-creature spells, but for the most part, we really want to focus on creatures with flying. We do have a couple bombs here. The most important is Skycat Sovereign. If you pull this card, you're playing this deck. I don't care what you say. It's a 1/1 with flying, and Skycat Sovereign gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. You can pay 4, create a 1/1 white cat bird creature token with flying. That's awesome, right? That's so much value. We have Rodan, Titan of Winged Fury for 3. It's a 3/3 with flying and first strike mutate for 4. When this creature mutates, you may cast a target non-creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying the mana cost. So a lot of our spells here are quite cheap, so we'll be able to do that if we're lucky enough to get our Rodan out, and then even furthermore lucky enough to be able to mutate him. Mythos of Vadrog, one of my favorite cards here because we're lacking removal. So this costs 4. Mythos of Vadrog deals 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. If Azores was spent to cast the spell until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities cannot be activated. Finally, we have Shark Typhoon. This is an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. So that's not great. However, you can cycle it, which is pretty cool, to create a XX blue shark creature token with flying. So just any form of flying that we can incorporate into the deck, we're taking that opportunity and we're running with it, right? So you can see the general strategy here is just to get those flyers, go wide, going back to our cheat sheet to overview, go over top your opponents with bulk flyers. That's what we just said. This archetype needs bombs to be viable. Skycat Sovereign or the Apex, right? Prioritize any of your removal, Mythos of Vadrog, on their creatures with reach and flying so you can continue to attack and kill him, right? We also want to look at instant speed battle tactics as well to help us buff up our Sprite Dragon if we so happen to have it on the field. That's it, you guys. I hope you gained some value from this Jeskai Flyers limited guide for Ikoria Lair of Behemoths. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you did, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you're notified of our future uploads. Join our Discord, link in the description below, in which case you should first introduce yourself and then check out our communities, competitions, and giveaways tab to familiarize yourself with all of the different ways to not only partake within the community, but to win yourself some cash prizes, right? We've got a lot of them. So check those out. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching, and we'll check you guys all out tomorrow. If you liked today's video, be sure to check out some of our other content. We built playlists for our guides for beginners, and then we also have our greatest hits, which is a collection of our most popular videos. You can also subscribe if you're interested in winning up to 500,000 gems. So do that, tap that like button, send this out to a friend who you think might be interested in it as well, and have a great day.